may have seen this video floating around the internet of a horse at Disneyland freaking out over a balloon getting stuck on his leg. And while the handlers and the rider did great to keep the horse calm and keep everyone safe, this situation could have been vastly improved by having an understanding of the horse's senses and how they relate to desensitizing. So I'm going to show you how I would go about desensitizing a horse to something like balloons using the horse's senses. Here we have my little mare Ember, and what you can't see outside the round pen is a bunch of balloons tied to the fence, and you can already see her checking the object out from all the different angles. She's moving her feet to try and get a better look. Her head is straight up in the air, and she's just trying to figure out what the heck is over there on the fence. So I start by getting her on a lead line, and I send her in circles around me so that way she can inspect the object from all different angles with both monocular and binocular vision. Horses' vision is attracted to movement. That's what allows them to stay safe in the wild. They can see a predator coming up or moving through the grass or moving in the trees, so they're very cautious of things moving. Even things that don't normally move, but if they move very suddenly, they're not expecting it, that can spook them as well. The balloons are especially concerning for a horse because they don't move in a regular pattern. They don't move in a straight line or side to side, they bob around, they bump into each other, so horses can't really figure out which way they're going to go next. In the case of Ember here, I've already told you that I'm sending her both directions on the circle so that way she can view the strange object from all different angles and kind of get a picture of it. What I'm looking for here is for her head to come down so that way I know that she's not still searching very intently and keenly on that object. When her head comes down, she's more relaxed, she isn't searching so much. You can see her start to relax more here, and even though she's still trotting, that's okay because it's not such a fast, frantic trot, and even though her head is dropping, her ears are still tilted back towards those balloons, so I know that she's not 100% not concerned about them, but she's definitely getting better. The next few things I'm going to do with Ember are not so much getting her used to the balloons, but getting her used to having things around her legs and having things stuck to her legs. While I don't recommend tying balloons to your horse's legs, and nor am I, nor do I recommend tying anything to your horse's legs for them to drag, a horse should still understand how to give to pressure, especially on their legs. This is especially important if you've had horses get stuck in wire or fencing. If a horse feels their legs are trapped, they can often panic and seriously hurt themselves, but if a horse knows how to give when something is scary or when there's pressure and they're trapped, you can save them and yourself a lot of heartache. Horses learn by experience, so while Ember is not only learning how to lead by her feet and giving the pressure to the rope on her legs, she's also learning that she can stand here and do something else while the balloon is over there flopping in the wind and being scary. So in the future, she knows that the balloon isn't a cause for concern and that she can carry on with her normal business. As I bring the balloon into the round pen, we can see that Ember is much less worried about the sight of the balloon, and she's even willing to walk up to it and let me walk up to her, so that way she can investigate it. Horses are naturally very curious and will use their sense of touch to investigate new objects after their sense of sight and hearing has decided that the object isn't life-threatening. After Ember touches the balloon a few times and the wind bops it on her nose a little bit, she starts licking and chewing, and her ears aren't locked on the balloon 24/7. She starts listening behind her and listening around her. So we know that she's feeling so much more comfortable with the balloon and isn't as scared of it as when we first started. Horses process things in terms of left and right brain, so it's important to let a horse see something on both the left side and the right side as well as right in front of them. Now that Ember is fully comfortable with the balloon, we can start trying a few different fun things with her. I can lead her with the balloon, I can tie it to her halter, I can scratch her with it, I can put it over her back, I can have it down near her legs. By letting her check it out with all of her senses, she's realized that it's not a threat and she doesn't have anything to worry about. If a horse was nervous about the balloons or any other scary object being that close to their body, you could add in some scratching for more of their physical senses. The horses love to be scratched, they'll scratch on everything, they love people to scratch them, so by scratching them in all their favorite spots or petting them, rubbing them, whatever they prefer, it gives the horse a positive memory with the scary object and helps them settle down and realize that it's actually a good thing. Ember has now totally mastered the balloon and has no problems carrying it on her halter. In the event that it did get wrapped around her leg or got stuck on her, I would be comfortable that I could keep her calm and that she wouldn't get hurt and that I could get it off of her safely. In the case with the horse in the video, he was freaking out not only because it was on his leg, but because it was out of his vision in his blind spot right behind him. So I clipped it to Ember's tail, safely of course, and let her be okay with something floating behind her in her blind spot. You now have a horse that is ready for parades, photo shoots, carnivals, and even ready to go to Disneyland.